Great. Welcome, Anne.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, very inspiring talks today and mind-opening. So let's come back really to the hands-on topic of crowdsourcing. I'm working at Jovoto. I'm the head of product there, and my responsibility is basically I'm working with 80,000 creatives on a platform, and we bring innovation and ideation to global brands like Coca-Cola, Deutsche Bank. So we do the crowdsourcing for them to get them speed up their innovation processes. And with this talk today, I really want to give you share some knowledge of how we build up our community and how we think about building up a community. So. Let's start. The first thing, and I think this was already communicated many times today, but you really have to understand it, that the next generation of top talent has really a fundamental different understanding of work, life, and consumption. And their higher goal is really not just being part of getting their food for tomorrow. They have a much more broader understanding of what life means. And self-determination is for them a much more higher goal than it was maybe for our grandmothers. So for them, work they have a totally fundamental different understanding about work. Work they have a bigger demand for flexibility, and work means for them, they decide where they want to work. Like this guy here, he wants to work maybe on the beach of the Bahamas, where he can grab the next wave. They want to decide who they want to work with, and they want to decide this on a much more flexible and flexible basis. They want to work collaborative because they know they are expert in the field, and they have to collaborate on certain tasks to get them done. And most importantly, most of them want to be their own boss. Means they wanna be in charge when it comes to their career and their life. So taking all this into account, we call it independent workforce, is really growing. When we look back in 2004, we had a model which was called old work. It was the employees of that time were risk aversive. They were very loyal, and in the end, they were relying on their paycheck. Today, in 2016, almost 17, we have a working model which is called already new work, and people are much more entrepreneurial, much more with digital devices, much more enabled to jump on opportunities which are created out there. They're relying much more on their network rather than on one employer they are loyal working for. And that will change, because those millennials, what I am talking about, they will become older. And in 2020, we will talk about even a different working model, or a different model of how work will look like. People will be even more forced to be work collaborative, because they're much more specialized in their field, and they have to do this together. But they will also choose their opportunities much more thinking about, is that a sustainable opportunity I'm jumping on here? Is it just the next a small gig? So will this last? And they will rely much more they cannot rely constantly on networking and jumping from one conference on another. They will rely much more on a platform what they are working on. So this is the working model what we see in the future. And for crowdsourcing, this is an amazing news, because if you want to do crowdsourcing, you want to work with a broad amount of talent. The talent is there, and the talent is open for crowdsourcing. But what we see today is something actually quite different. A lot of the gig, as we call it, the gig economy. I know, has everybody heard about the gig economy? Are you aware of it? Otherwise, I explain it quickly. So the gig economy is basically people jumping from one gig, how we call it, they play a role here and there, to another, working on different platforms and different projects and changing their job very quickly. So the gig economy is here, but they treat their talent, and I'm talking here about some platforms like 99 Designs, Upwork, and so others. So where you can you work on a project basis and change your client very often. So this economy is growing very much, and what we also call those sort of marketplaces, they also fall into in a sense on their crowdsourcing. They treat their talent like very much as a commodity. They are not thinking about really the people behind. They're really thinking more into the numbers and about the pricing and how can they be for their clients and be more efficient. So there's the pricing, the wages are bidded down with the competition which is running on those platforms, where they have low quality clients on platforms which are really not treating talent very well, and working life has no sustainability or stability for the people who are working on such platforms. So there has to be a big shift happening, and I think there is a whole session on Friday about the future of work, and this is definitely something everybody who is thinking about crowdsourcing and working with people on a broader scale has to take into account. So, but let's return back to the topic, which is about how to build up a great community. And knowing who we are talking to and what are the shifts in the future, I see how to build a community, I see 3 core elements. The first element, I think this is, people would consider as the easiest, is to put there a digital platform where crowdsourcing can happen and people can meet each other. The second, that's actually not true. I'll dive deeper into that in a second when we go into this topic. The second thing is you have to really create opportunities, and this is often missed out. What are really opportunities for your talent you want to work with, and how would you motivate them? And the second thing is how can you keep your community going? This is the third biggest core element of how to create a good community. And when and the thing is, you cannot just concentrate on one of those. You really have to think of bringing or master all the 3, because I've seen, I worked in customer communities. I built up more than 20 customer communities in the past years before I joined Chivodo. And there I've seen so many customer communities which were built. There was a lot of money invested from big companies thinking about, whoa, we do the next innovation platform. Co-creation is the next big thing. But they will not be able to create any opportunity for their talent on the platform or for their, it was really poor. The same thing, they were not able to how to manage really a community, and you really have to. If you fail out creating opportunities, if you fail out creating an excellent platform, there are a lot of great projects have been run in the past. They didn't have the right platform they were running on. They didn't have a community. They were also failing. So really thinking of mastering those 3 in a row is the challenge you are facing if you want to create an amazing community. But let's look deeper into what I mean with digital workspace. First of all, at Chivodo, first of all, what we do is we have to really work, how do we get to 80,000 creatives? Yeah, we have to attract them. We attract them really with lighthouse projects, which we are designing. For instance, we are brainstorming, this year we run over 100 projects. Some are for really big brands, like for Deutsche Bank, where we were brainstorming the future of banking with artificial intelligence, which was really mind-blowing, where I thought, how can our creative talent manage this such a challenging task? While on the other hand, we are just doing projects for caregiving companies like Teva. I've never heard before, where we were thinking about the future of caregiving, and that's then something where you think about you always, if you have lighthouse brands, that attracts others, but we will give this talent and this crowdsourcing capability also to not so known brands and give them the ability to crowdstorm and crowdsource innovation. So this is the one thing. We also have a real marketing team who's creating awesome content which attracts talent, so that we really get amazing talent on our platform. The second thing, it sounds hard, but we try to assess our talent, the talent which is joining Chivodo as much as possible. We want to find out their skills, what they're good at. We are not doing this ourselves. It's actually the community doing this. They are assessing each other. They are voting for the work they create, and so we find out what you're really good at. We are mastering tasks from, as I said, creating service innovation for Deutsche Bank, rather than we design the next Priel bottle or a bottle for shampoo for Henkel. So there is a lot of different tasks, and we have to really see who is the expert group. And what we heard today is also really true. Not everybody is the right person in the crowd to solve a task, even though we think a lot about diversity, and we love if there is a big amount of diverse people in a group, but an architect will basically not bring the innovation for the next probably not the next shampoo bottle. So we really try to find out each and everybody's skills. Then we match the people. We try to define the best teams we can define. Sometimes we run crowdsourcing where everybody is invited. We call this, as I said, crowdsourcing, but we also work in smaller teams sometimes to get innovation, to create innovation for global brands. And then the last point is basically that we have a platform which is really like enabling the people to work together, to collaborate, and bring up, to have the tools in place to message each other, to really give each other the best feedback they can. And that's our basic framework, what we call how we manage talent on our platform. But there is also on top of it, and that would like really need much more time, is a project delivery framework. And this is not like about the community. How do we really drive this project on our platform is a magic in itself. So the next thing is like when we talk about what I mentioned is opportunities, and I think this is often misunderstood when you really create a community and you think about crowdsourcing. Yeah, I run a project, but is it really challenging for the creatives or for the talent you have on your platform? Is there really something what they can really work with? And we really think the attractiveness of the task is something which is driving the success of your project. And we work a lot with very hands-on now, guys. We work a lot with videos. I can really suggest you to do this. I will just show a video in a second. But this is what it is about. And we are always thinking, when we get the tasks we are creating for our community, I'm sometimes thinking, how can it be possible our creative talent should create the next tool how to fit kitchens into a kitchen, like develop tools around this. I always think that that's too complex. You need experts for this. But it's so inspiring what you can really get out if you get 1,000 people in a room from different sort of mindset, what they can come up, and that's mixed them with some engineers. It will blow you away. And that's like, now I think I'm showing a video just how we, is my video coming? Awesome. This is just how we communicate our tasks to the community.
Hi everybody, my name is Michael Schwartz and I'm the head of digital at the Coca-Cola company in Western Europe. I'm excited to invite all of you to our third CrowdStorm on the Yovoto platform. You know, when we replaced the logo of our iconic glass bottles with people's names, it was a huge success because everybody loved to share that with their friends and families. Now we're looking for a new way to enhance the experience of drinking from our signature glass bottles that are usually enjoyed in bars and clubs and restaurants and other special venues.
So hey there, Yovoto community. I'm Bijan. I'm a creative strategist here in Berlin. I specialize in brand identity and design and strategy and ideas, everything that actually makes a brand become better. And now I'm your creative guide here at Yovoto for this Coca-Cola project. Well, I believe in honest, straightforward, and fun ways to communicate a brand message, and I love powerful, inspiring, and sometimes wacky ideas that really grab people's attention. I think what's really challenging about this project is to build a new experience around the iconic glass bottles for Coca-Cola without actually changing the bottle itself that much.
We want to see your ideas for how our consumers can use our products to unlock unique experiences through the use of smart technologies. There's a total prize pool of 14,000 euros waiting for you. Also, we are very excited to have the possibility to get to know some of you personally when you present your great ideas to us and hopefully turn them into reality together. See you on the platform.
So this is just like a basic example. We run like over 100 projects every year. This is just one which is currently running. I just picked it randomly, but it shows you that we really we try to really give a task which is somehow inspiring. It's just the glass bottle itself, but how to think about connect the glass bottles with each other, come up with some crazy ideas in that direction, really can inspire people to think a bit further. And there are always also ideas coming which are really like, which is like hard topics. Oh, I'm running out of time. I was never expecting that. So crazy, yeah. It's just, do I have 30 seconds? Awesome. So last thing is really about the community itself. We'll connect with the people in person. I really encourage you to do this. We'll have our own Yo Academy where we have review sessions, learning sessions for our talent on the platform so they can really engage with us on a regular basis. We give them new skills to learn. Yeah. We have workshops, and also we have a reward membership program for creatives. And the last thing what I just want to give you is, if you stop treat talent and the people you're working crowdsourcing with as commodity, and you really look behind about what motivates them, and you give them something back, then you will build a community which is long-lasting and which will really help you to drive innovation. That's
great.
What I wanted to tell you.
Thank you, Anne.